You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team rider Alex Rins has officially arrived at the Jerez circuit, Spain, to begin the much-anticipated test series. The main focus of Rins' presence this time is to test the latest V4 engine prototype being developed by Yamaha. His arrival was warmly welcomed by Yamaha's technical team, who had prepared a number of data and configurations for the rider to evaluate. The V4 engine is a great hope for Yamaha in their efforts to strengthen the bike's performance on the track, bringing more explosive power and sharper engine response on the straights. Rins, known for his aggressive yet precise racing style, expressed his enthusiasm to try out the new technology. "This is a big step for Yamaha, and I'm honored to be part of this development process," said Rins in a brief interview session after arriving in the paddock. This trial is predicted to be one of the crucial moments in Yamaha's strategy for the next racing season. With Rins' experience and technical sensitivity, many hope he will be able to provide important input that can bring the manufacturer from Iwata back to competing at the forefront of MotoGP. And here's the full news. The atmosphere in the paddock of the Jerez de la Frontera circuit felt different this morning. Alex Rins, rider of the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team, has officially arrived for the much-anticipated private test session. The main agenda, testing the new V4 engine that Yamaha is developing, a move that marks a major technical change of direction for the Japanese manufacturer. Rins' presence at Jerez was a particular highlight. Since joining the factory Yamaha team, the expectations of the public and MotoGP fans have been high, especially regarding his role in assisting the development of the bike. Rins, known as an intelligent rider with high sensitivity to the character of the engine, is considered the right person to provide in-depth input into the performance and potential of the V4 engine. Yamaha has been known for its inline-4 engine that offers smooth and agile characteristics in corners. But in recent seasons, Yamaha's performance has begun to lag behind rivals who have used the V4 engine configuration, such as Ducati and KTM. This trial in Jerez is also an important point in Yamaha's mission to catch up. "This is a very important moment, not only for me personally, but also for Yamaha's future in MotoGP," said Rins when met by the media crew in the paddock area. "I've talked quite a lot with the engineering team, and we all have the same spirit, wanting to bring Yamaha back to the top." The Yamaha V4 engine to be tested is reportedly an early generation prototype that is still in the basic performance evaluation stage. Rins is scheduled to test several different configurations to get comprehensive feedback, both in terms of power, torque distribution, and stability during hard braking and corner exit. This test session will also be directly monitored by Yamaha's technical management, including engineers from the headquarters in Iwata. In addition, the data team will look at every lap Rins devours to analyze the differences in the characteristics of the new engine compared to the old version. MotoGP analysts call Yamaha's decision to develop a V4 engine a bold, but necessary step. If you want to compete with Ducati and KTM again in terms of straight speed and acceleration, the V4 is the way to go. But it's not just about the engine, it's the whole philosophy of the bike that has changed, said one technical observer. With the test session scheduled to last 2 days, the results are expected to determine Yamaha's development direction for the 2026 season. Rins recognizes the importance of his role. "The pressure is definitely there, but it's a challenge that I like. I want Yamaha to succeed, and I will give 100% on the bike," he concluded with an optimistic smile. The test may not have produced any eye-catching times, but one thing is certain, a new era of Yamaha is beginning, and Alex Rins is at the forefront of that change. Historic transition, from inline-4 to V4. From the 500 cubic centimeters era to modern MotoGP, Yamaha has been known for its approach that prioritizes the bike's agility, corner stability, and progressive engine character. However, changes in aerodynamics regulations, tire evolution, and the top speed dominance of rivals meant that this philosophy was no longer enough. Although riders like Fabio Quartararo and Maverick Vinales have challenged Ducati's dominance, Yamaha has struggled to maintain consistency, especially on circuits with long straights. Now, with the V4 engine under development, Yamaha is trying to catch up on the aspects of performance that they have been lacking: explosive acceleration, stability under hard braking, and the potential for higher top speeds. For Yamaha, this is a long-term project, and Alex Rins, who comes with experience racing for Suzuki and Honda, is an important pawn in this mission. Alex Rins: experience, toughness and sensibility. Since the beginning of his career in the premier class of Motogp, Alex Rins has been known not only as a fast rider, but also as a reliable bike developer. At Suzuki, he played a major role in bringing the GSX-R to the top, while at Honda, he recorded a surprise win at COTA 2023 despite the bike's technical conditions not being ideal. Now at Yamaha, Rins brings a unique combination of aggressive racing style and a keen eye for bike character. I feel very motivated to start this project with Yamaha. We know the challenges are big, but I believe in the new direction that is being built, Rins said in an exclusive interview at Jerez. I have tried many different bikes, and I will bring that experience to this test session to help Yamaha find the best direction. Rins is scheduled to do more than 50 laps over the 2 days of testing. Yamaha's engineering team has prepared 2 early versions of the V4 prototype, each with a different torque configuration and mass placement. During testing, the main focus is on throttle feedback, low-to-high speed transitions, and stability under hard braking, critical situations in modern Motogp. Yamaha's strategy: no longer defending, but attacking. Yamaha's move to build a V4 engine was not without risk. The transition from an inline-4 to a V4 required major changes in almost every aspect of the design: the chassis, weight distribution, even the rider's riding style. However, with competitive pressures mounting, sticking with the old philosophy would only prolong the gap from rivals. Yamaha engineers, including some brought in from the World SBK Racing Division and past YZR 500 projects, are now working day and night to ensure the project is on track. We are no longer talking about defense. We have to be aggressive, bold and innovative, said one senior Yamaha team engineer who wished to remain anonymous. Testing at Jerez: more than just a test. The Jerez test is the starting point of a series of developments that will continue until mid-year. After this, the machine will be re-evaluated in internal testing in Japan, before a more mature version is introduced to other Yamaha riders such as Fabio Quartararo. If all goes to plan, Yamaha expects the V4 engine to make its official debut in the 2026 Motogp season. However, early results remain crucial. Feedback from Rins will determine whether this development direction is correct, said a Motogp technical analyst. If he feels this machine is close to expectations, that's a good sign. Expectations and reality. Motogp is a world where every second counts, and the slightest change can be the difference between victory and failure. Yamaha is aware of this. They know that fans, sponsors, and the entire Motogp ecosystem await the results of this grand experiment. But if there's one thing to be sure of, it's that they're serious about rising to the occasion. And Alex Rins? He's not just a test rider. He's the spearhead of Yamaha's big dream of getting back on top of the world podium. Today in Jerez, that first step began with the sound of a V4 engine roaring for the first time on a European track. Valencia, April 16, 2025. Behind the fences of a seemingly deserted Ricardo Tormo circuit today, an important event was taking place away from the media spotlight. Yamaha were quietly testing their latest V4 engine, with Augusto Fernandez as the lead test rider in a highly secretive closed session. Fernandez, who was recently announced as part of Yamaha's development project for the coming seasons, was seen coming out of the paddock wearing a black test jersey with no prominent logos, riding a dark-colored prototype bike that differs considerably from the M1 design that Yamaha is used to in Motogp. The distinctive sound of the bike sparked strong speculation that it was a V4 configuration, something Yamaha has never used in modern Motogp history, which has relied on inline-4 engines. According to an internal source who declined to be named, this test is part of Yamaha's early research phase in exploring the potential of the V4 engine as a long-term option. The move marks a major change in philosophy from the Iwata-based manufacturer, which has been known as the only factory team to consistently maintain an inline-4 configuration since the Motogp era began. It's not about changing the bike next year, but looking ahead, 2026 or even later, said one Yamaha technician off the record. Do we want to understand the advantages and disadvantages of the V4 with our own data, not just from what is seen from other manufacturers? In recent seasons, Yamaha has often lagged behind rivals such as Ducati, KTM and Aprilia, who all use V4 engines with more aggressive acceleration and top speed characteristics. Criticism of the Yamaha bike's lack of competitiveness has mainly come from their own riders, including Fabio Quartararo, who has openly asked for improved performance several times. Interestingly, Augusto Fernandez's involvement in this project also raises a question mark. As a former Gas Tech 3 team rider, who previously used a V4 engine from KTM, Fernandez is considered to have the right technical reference to compare engine characteristics. His decision to join Yamaha as a test rider is considered strategic, not only in terms of experience, but also in providing a fresh perspective on the direction of technical development. Today's test session took place without official publicity and under heavy guard, including a ban on photography and video shooting from a distance. There has been no comment from Yamaha on the results of this test, but an internal technical meeting is scheduled in the next few days to evaluate the data collected. If it is true that Yamaha is preparing for a major transition to V4 engines, then this could be one of the most significant turning points in the team's history in the Premier class. For now, the public and Yamaha fans can only wait with hope and growing curiosity. On the other hand, under the overcast skies of the Ricardo Tormo circuit, an important and very private test was underway. Not an official practice, not a pre-season session, but a technical experiment that could change the course of Yamaha's history in MotoGP. Their test rider, Augusto Fernandez, was entrusted today with trying out something very different from the Japanese manufacturer's long-held engine philosophy, the V4 engine. Yes, V4. A word that has been foreign to Yamaha's DNA for over 2 decades, with only the inline-4 configuration at the heart of their YZR M1. But the pressures of the times and the continued lagging performance of rivals like Ducati and KTM seem to force Yamaha out of its comfort zone. And today, that first step was taken quietly, with no publicity, no cameras, and few people knowing. Augusto Fernandez, strategic choice. What's interesting is Yamaha's choice of who is trusted to ride the prototype of this revolutionary machine. It wasn't Cal Crutchlow, the main test rider who has worked with Yamaha for years. It was Augusto Fernandez, a talented young rider who previously rode for the Gas Tech 3 team and is familiar with the characteristics of KTM's V4 engine. Fernandez's appointment was not without reason. Yamaha wanted input from someone who knew exactly how the V4 engine worked on track, not just from data but from first-hand experience. Fernandez was spotted in the paddock this morning wearing a plain black jersey with no team logo, and the bike he was riding looked unfamiliar, no typical Yamaha branding, just a simple aerodynamic design with a solid black fairing and a more rough and dense engine sound, the hallmark of a V4. According to internal sources who did not want to be named, Yamaha has started designing the V4 prototype since the end of the 2023 season. But only this year are they ready to take it to the track for real-world testing. These tests are aimed at evaluating basic aspects of the machine, such as power distribution, chassis stability, and cooling efficiency. Changing philosophy. The switch from inline-4 to V4 was not a decision taken lightly. Yamaha is known for its smooth is fast philosophy, with a focus on corner agility and stability under braking. But in recent years, the power of the V4 engine, especially in corner exit acceleration and top speed on the straights, has become harder to ignore. Ducati proved it with their dominance, KTM continued to level up, and even Honda stayed true to the V4 configuration despite its struggles. Now, Yamaha seems to be saying, enough is enough. It's not that we're changing the concept of the bike right away, said a Yamaha technician who declined to make an official statement. But we can't close our eyes forever. We need data. We need options. Need a plan B. 2026 project? The machine tested today will not necessarily be used directly next season. There's speculation that it's part of a medium-term project, perhaps for 2026, or as the basis of a new bike they'll use once Motogp technical regulations undergo major changes. But one thing is for sure, Yamaha is preparing for the future. And that future appears to be V-shaped. There has been no official confirmation from Yamaha about the results of today's test. But some observers believe that this is the start of a further phase of testing that will take place throughout the season, at various European circuits with different track conditions.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad